In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate the number of moles of each element in a chemical bond. So let's say you're given these compounds, which they all are covalent compounds, and we want to find the ratios of carbon and hydrogen in terms of mole for this compound. So let's say you're given 1 mole of this compound. So if you have 1 mole of this compound, for every 1 mole of that, that means there is 2 carbons in there and 4 hydrogens in there. So you can think about these ratios in terms of moles as well. So you can say for every 1 mole of C2H4, there is 2 moles of carbon and there is 4 moles of hydrogen. Or let's take a look at NO2. So again, given for every 1 mole of NO2, if you break it down into its elements, there you see there's 1 nitrogen there and 2 oxygens there. So the subscripts are basically how many of those elements you have. So here you have 1 nitrogen for every 2 oxygen. So if the whole NO2 is 1 moles, that means there's also 1 mole of nitrogen in there, and there will be 2 moles of oxygen in there. Let's do one more example. In the case of P2O5, let's say if the whole thing is 1 mole, or for every 1 mole of P2O5, that means we have 2 of the P's, so that will be 2 moles of P, and there will be 5 moles of oxygen because technically there's 5 oxygens there, so we have 5 moles of oxygen. But another way you can write this is, let's say if they give you a question and they say, find the number of moles of, for example, hydrogen in 0.5 moles of C2H4. So one way you can answer this is you can use unit conversion. So you can start with what the question has given you, which is 0.5 moles of C2H4. Now your next step is to cancel the moles of C2H4. So moles of C2H4 has to go at the bottom. And then now you're interested in finding the number of moles of hydrogen. So that's our question mark. So we want to find moles of hydrogen in there. And then this is where you can take a look at this example over here, which we just talked about. And you can see that for every 1 mole of C2H4, we have technically 4 moles of hydrogen. So this way, the moles of C2H4 cancels with the moles of C2H4, and we can find our final answer in terms of moles of H, which is 2 moles of H. And that would be the answer for this question. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure you like it and subscribe for watching more videos. See you in the next video.